Just find out before. I
We're
think we're
live.
live.
It says the broadcast is live.
It's live. It's Friday afternoon.
Friday.
It is. It's a kind of halfway decent looking day out. The ATL's been hot as hell.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
yes, but it is watching Amazon and beyond. And as usual, who are you again, sir?
The bold one, the cold one. John. Colder ice. Lawson.
You got it all out of sync, folks. I mean,
What do you mean? I did it right.
no, you did not. You
How-
said the bold one, the cold one. That's not right. It's the cold one, the
okay.
bold one. It's John
Oh,
Colder Loss.
okay. See, I did mess up.
Yeah, as usual.
Whatever.
But you know who won't be messing up? I'm Brent Leary. That's how it's done, and that's how it's always done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, what are you partaking of? Is that something you brought back from your tropical holiday vacation?
This is a nice little margarita. And no, it's not what I got from the tropical vacation. That was all rum, man. That was all rum down there.
Well, yeah. When last we saw the cold one, the bold one, John Colder Lawson, he was preparing for his trip to what? Where were you going again?
St. Martin.
Yeah, there. So how was it? How was the trip?
Awesome, man.
Tell us all about it.
Dude, it was awesome.
That's enough. Okay.
What?
All right, go ahead. Tell us.
Whatever.
Tell us how awesome it was.
I mean, the deal is, come on. I mean, I ended up going down there and buying a condo. So there you go.
What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What were they giving them away or something?
I got a damn good deal. I got a really good deal. So I got a timeshare while I was there.
Oh, a timeshare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I wasn't buying a whole place.
I know the way you roll. I would not have been surprised.
That is not a place I would do that in. You know, I like going back there every couple of years, maybe, but it's not a place I'd live there.
The better question is, do they like for you to come back every couple of years?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I think that you know what's really interesting, though, honestly, is a place like St. Martin is totally tourist, based, and without tourism for an entire year, it's I mean, like once you leave the resort and see the impact of COVID on such a small island, it's somewhat depressing, but also you get to see the resilience of the people. So
were there other people like you that were venturing out for the first time and
yes.
starting to get back out there? And did you feel like the industry around tourism at St. Martin's, was it starting to trickle back? Is it starting to get back to where it might have been?
I mean, St. Martin really depends on boats. So the boats were still in dock, but nobody coming in. And they have to keep the boats running, which was crazy. I didn't know that these cruise ships have been running back and forth with just a crew on it, because if it sits, it gets moldy and it won't work. Yeah. So they have to run these things. So, they're going in and out, but they're not getting that, ship departure that they get every day of people walking through the city and on the boardwalk. So, it was kind of cool, but then at the same time, you're on the resort. It's pretty full. The resorts are full, but so a lot of the tourist things that are in town are only open on a couple of days out of the week, simply because they don't have the boat people coming in. So
the boat people,
yeah. So 80-ish, right?
Yeah.
So 80-ish. But these, I mean, what are you going to call them? They're the cruise ship people. Yeah.
We'll just stick with the boat people.
The boat people.
Well, I am glad you guys had a good time, and it sounds like you got revived, you got refreshed, you're back at it. You're your same ridiculous old self.
Exactly.
That's what we love to hear.
Exactly.
All right. So I don't know about you, but there has been one overarching big Salesforce. I'm thinking CRM stuff.
Can't think of it.
Amazon related story. So let me just
Let's
roll
bring
the
it up.
clip and
Roll
get
it.
it out the way. And here we are, I think, now. Wait a minute.
If not, I can repeat it.
First,
There
it
it
was
is.
Whole Foods. Now it's MGM. Amazon has spent billions on several recent acquisitions. John Horn says the deals for the grocery store and movie studio might have something in common. So, John, I'm guessing it's not organic produce?
Not
No,
exactly,
terrible
but
joke.
close. So let's say that, like me, you look for groceries that are on sale. So you go to Whole Foods because the
Yes.
free range chicken is 30% off.
Yeah.
And then you wander around and suddenly there's a lot of other stuff in your Whole Foods cart. Now, assume Amazon is streaming the next James Bond movie. So you log in, you watch Daniel Craig drive fast cars, kill bad guys, and hang out with scantily dressed women. And then you wander around and suddenly there's a lot of other stuff in your Amazon cart. Jeff Bezos calls it the flywheel effect, that a hit movie brings in more Amazon Prime subscribers, and they can't help but buy baseballs, batteries, and barbecues, and so on.
So, how does this play into the streaming wars?
Well, Amazon Prime has about as many subscribers as Netflix, about 200 million, but Amazon doesn't have nearly as much must-see blockbuster content. It's had hit shows like Fleabag and the Oscar-winning movie Manchester by the Sea, but if it wants to compete with the other streamers, it needs breakout movies. MGM has the James Bond franchise, but not a lot else besides a catalog of some 21,000 older TV episodes and films. So I think the idea is that MGM can produce the big movies that Amazon hasn't.
All right, that's enough of that. And I agree with my buddy John Reed. That was just a terrible joke. That was
I think
bad.
it's a terrible analogy.
It was just bad execution, bad analogy. It's just, as he would say,
But it's
cringeworthy.
stupid. It's so stupid. I don't. Anyway, I don't know that guy. So.
All right, look, give us your thoughts. Well, it was actually the woman who told the joke.
No, but I'm talking about him
No.
talking about, oh, I'm going to watch the James Bond movie, and all of a sudden I'm going to see stuff in my cart. That's so stupid. It's juvenile. That's not why they're
Okay.
doing it. That's
All
not
right,
why
well,
they're
tell us why Amazon spent $9 billion on the MGM catalog. Was it to, maybe Jeff Bezos, after he retires, he starts picking up the James Bond role and he becomes James Bond? He's already got the initials for it, right? I mean, Good bit. What do you think?
In one word, Disney.
Disney Plus.
No, Disney.
Disney.
Yeah.
Not Netflix, it's Disney.
Exactly. Just think about what Disney has done as a conglomerate and what it's done in terms of producing a secondary business out of the movies that they make and all the products and all the stuff that comes out of that. So I think it's not just so they can sell you some damn mustard because you watched a hot dog movie. I think these guys are going in and are going to create all kinds of products that tie in to these blockbuster movies. Now, you're not talking about just a cool TV show, or a who wants to see this movie of the week kind of thing. They've got blockbusters that are going to come out of this thing. And I think they really want to be a Hollywood studio.
I think it does come. It always kind of boils down to selling stuff.
Yes, but not selling stuff necessarily on Amazon as a retailer.
I just said selling stuff. That could be selling products. It'd be selling ad space. It could be selling sponsorships.
Yeah.
It could be
But that's
product
all
placement.
business.
It
That's
could
all
be
business.
product placement within these movies or these catalogs. It could be what they're going to do when they start showing Thursday Night Football, because might have forgotten about that one. They did acquire the rights for Thursday Night Football, additionally to all the other stuff they're doing. This is all about attention, folks. This is all about keeping the attention and then optimizing that the attention to cash, to transaction, to subscription model that they have completely perfected. all this does is give people more and more reason, not just to sign up for a subscription, but to keep signed up for this subscription. Yeah, 2-day shipping got it going, but look at all the pieces they're adding to the puzzle. And it just gives people more and more reason to stay with the subscription.
That's so juvenile, man. That is so juvenile.
What do you know about juvenile? You're so old.
I'm saying in terms of from a business perspective, this is not an add-on. This is not also we have this is
I didn't say it was an add-on.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is their second biggest acquisition financially.
Yeah, Whole Foods, MGM.
Right. Yeah. Then we say, why did they do Whole Foods? And I don't think people understand even Whole Foods and why they did Whole Foods. Whole Foods was just to expand the selection and get into the grocery. But it wasn't just an add-on to, more stuff for you. They have a real strategy with Whole Foods that is sort of outside of Amazon online.
But it's all about, maybe it's outside of Amazon online, although I don't know if it's completely disconnected.
No, it's not completely disconnected. Absolutely not. But I don't think the main driver is let's grow Amazon online by Whole Foods.
No, I think it's let's give people what they want, regardless of whether it's online or offline. Let's make it easy for us to stay connected, to understand what they need, and then get it to them. And I think that's the same thing that's going on with this content stuff. Look, I think it'll prove out to be smart for Amazon to have done this. People are talking about the price tag. Amazon made $6 billion last quarter, not revenue, earnings. I think they can afford this. Absolutely. And I think it's going to be important for them to afford it because they've got 200 million subscribers. They've got the people. Now it's just about how do we keep them signed up? How do we get them deeper into our clutch? Oh, I shouldn't say clutches, but keep top of mind almost in every aspect of life that we have with them. Because if we're able to do that, then whenever they do need to buy something, it really doesn't matter what it is. We're right there at the beginning, and we can get it to them, and we can get it to them easy, efficiently, and when they want it. That's kind of a brilliant way to go about things, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a good, great way to go, But I also think at the same time, man, they are looking at, Disney bought Lucasfilms for like $4 billion. How much money have they already made off of that acquisition? Look at how they have made multiple films in the Star Wars world. Now they've got TV shows and more, that freaking Yoda doll, the baby Yoda.
The baby Yoda, yeah.
Was the biggest selling toy last Christmas, right?
Well, we were talking about this on the Gilmore Gang. It's, when you're able to buy a category that has at least a couple of anchors in it, and James Bond is like an anchor. That means you've already bought a tried and true, and a legion of fans are already signed up because they love from movie one to whatever the last one is. They're going to watch that. But then, like you're saying, look at all the add-on and the experiments they could do around that anchor product. Yoda baby doll is a great example. Even if that didn't work, they can test things out. They can experiment because they got the anchor. That's
and
like
they got the
Amazon
platform. And they got the platform.
Yeah. Amazon has Thursday Night Football, anchor. I mean, HBO has the Doctor Who catalog, anchor, because there's millions of Doctor Who fans that will sit and watch like they've never watched the brand new, although they've watched it 100 times before. But they will watch it and watch it and watch it. And if they think of things that they can add on, like a behind the scenes with Doctor Who, guess what? Legions of fans already then. So they can take what they bought with James Bond and not only experiment with James Bond related content, they can take flyers on things that a French show that may not be at all for the masses, but it's like we've got the anchor. that anchor is going to reel in a lot of money. So let's try things out. And if they work, that's great. Then we can build on them. And if they don't, they don't. And remember what the motto was for Amazon? Fail fast. So they can try a whole bunch of little different content experiments. And some of them are going to work and some of them won't. But as long as they got that anchor, that cash cow, it's like gravy for them.
And let's just look at some of these other ones. I'm just looking right now of things they can reboot and also do something with. They've got they've got Rocky.
They got Rocky. Look, right? I'm waiting for the Rocky versus James Bond fight.
There you go. And then, they got the Hobbit series.
Do they got the Hobbit series?
Yes.
Oh, do they have the Hobbit
they got
and Lord of the Rings, or do they just have the Hobbit?
Dude, let's keep it to the Hobbit, okay? But I'm just saying, they did buy some stuff that comes along with it that might be good for them. We don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
They could have a couple of anchor properties, We know James Bond is a definite anchor. Rocky franchise, I don't know if that's an anchor or just.
Well, we're talking about Creed. We're talking about Creed, bro. And Creed, the new Creed is getting ready to get rid of Rocky.
Is he going to kill Rocky?
I don't know what's going to happen to Rocky. But Rocky is not. I mean, Sylvester Stallone is not in the new version. So now they're breaking ties and it's coming on to something new. So we'll see. You never know.
Well, apparently we do know that John Reed is not a fan of the Hobbit series.
No, most people that read the books don't like them.
Who reads the books? Come on, man.
Dude, are you kidding me?
I don't.
Man. Okay, I'm not going to go here with you.
But I'm a Doctor Who guy, so I'm.
If you like that crap, come on.
We better stop here, or it could get real, folks. I ain't taking no junk off of Doctor Who.
I'm jabbing at you.
Yeah. So, what do you think the end result of this is in terms? Well, does this give Amazon what it needs to catch Netflix, or does it even matter? Because if you've got the anchor and you're already in second place, and you've got the machinery in the ecosystem in the supply chain to translate whatever eyeballs you get from this kind of purchase into different kinds of purchase and transaction opportunities, I say they're already ahead.
Yeah, if I'm Netflix, I'm shaking a little bit because I don't have to buy Amazon Prime, right? Movies. That comes with my Prime account.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm Netflix, I'm like, dude, we got to really work something out here.
What about a service like a Disney Plus or HBO Max, or a Paramount? I mean, what do they make of a deal like this? They all have their anchors. So I think as long as you've got an anchor piece of content, you're all right.
I think those are more threats to Netflix.
All these different companies with their anchors.
Yes. The distribution, or what is it called when everything starts spreading out? I think that's a problem. No, it's not distribution, but it's another D word. I can't remember. But anyway, somebody will tell me. Somebody will tell me in the comments. But that is really more of a problem, I think, for Netflix than anybody. Even what Hulu's doing is different from Netflix.
Yeah.
You know?
So let's take it to the next level. Is Netflix in trouble? Is this a sign that Netflix is in trouble?
Not yet. No, not yet. Because Netflix is pumping out good content.
They are, but their whole business is, this is where I think Amazon stands alone from pretty much everybody. Like Netflix, they have a huge subscription base. They've got, like you said, a lot of good content, but their business is completely dependent on just that.
On just content. Yeah.
Whereas Amazon, they can spend $9 billion on content alone, but that's a drop in the bucket to their overall business. And they don't have to hit home runs with every show that they put out. Whereas Netflix, they have to hit home runs, triples, You know,
Look,
they have to have a really good batting average to get
the
there.
only thing that people talk about when they talk about somebody like Netflix is their user base. How many new subscribers did they get every year? And as it levels off, that becomes a problem for Netflix just in the investor world. And so the valuation is always based on how many new subscribers they have. And I think they missed their target numbers in the last quarter. And will that continue? More than likely, especially with the COVID situation changing, people going back to movies.
Getting outside, getting
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I mean, Netflix has some headwinds to deal with. And this acquisition sure didn't make their life better.
Here's where I think, like I said, this is just an image. And I don't know if we can see that really well.
I can't read that. Just read it to us.
All right, so let me do this. I got this. This is from like an e-marketer.
Yes, that's why
thing.
you can't read it.
It's really like small. I really wish it was a little bigger.
They always make theirs small, so you have to subscribe.
Okay, so this is the top 10% U.S. retail e-commerce companies in 2021, and their percentage of the market. Amazon has 367 billion in sales, and this is the thing. They have 40% of the overall market, and that percentage is up from 39 point something or other. So not only is the e-commerce pie growing, Amazon is getting even more of the pie, percentage-wise speaking. So Netflix is stuck. Content is their business completely. Amazon is like, this is, they're getting even more rich off of a pie that's getting bigger, which means they can invest all sorts of, I mean, it's, and not to mention they have AWS, which is a $50 billion business unto itself that is very profitable. A lot of the profit comes from AWS. So they have all these different levers that they could pull, and then they could take the money from these levers and move it and invest where they think it's going to do them the best. Who else has that?
As long as they're making money. Let's be clear.
Well,
right. I'm saying the lever. As long as the lever is making money.
Well, that you can say that about any business.
Yeah. I'm just just qualification.
And well, Apple's an interesting one because Apple has Apple TV, and it's definitely not as many people subscribe to it.
Wait, hold on. What's that? Garbage. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ouch. So, but they are in this business too.
They're trying to be.
They're trying to be in this business. They've got the money to be in this business.
That's their biggest problem. Their biggest problem. I think the money. They think they're going to win this because of the money. So they've paid for a lot of major stars. They throw money at Oprah all the time, right? They throw money at. Right, but I'm saying, that's what they do, and I'm like, nobody cares. It's got to be good.
Well, but there are people like my buddy Paul Greenberg. I think one of his favorite streaming shows is this show Ted Lasso, which is I think Apple's biggest hit or one of their biggest hits or something like that. They've got some stuff, but I think it's for whatever reason it's harder for them. It's been harder for them to break through on the content side. I mean, they do great with Apple Music. That's been a big success for them. They haven't been able to transfer that level of success with Apple TV, but they have the money. They've got lots of users. They have the possibility. Do you think in 4 or 5 years we'll be talking about Apple as a big time player, and maybe Netflix has been knocked down a peg or two because of that?
The thing is, if you think about it, I mean, it's based on the device, and I think that's a problem.
Well, I don't have an Apple TV, or at least not one of the later ones, but I am able to watch Apple TV on my Fire Stick.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't get it on my Google. And so I don't know. It's yeah, like Caleb's saying, it's a good service. I think it's a good service. I just don't think they've been able to. I don't think it's mainstream enough.
Why is it that Amazon has been able to break through on this in this area, and Apple hasn't?
Do you think Amazon actually broke through?
Yeah. Oh, I saw. There's some graph that came out because everybody's looking at this purchase, and Amazon is a solid number 2 in streaming, beneath Netflix, and the distance between Amazon and Netflix, or I should say Netflix and Amazon, is not as much as the distance between Amazon and I think it's either Disney Plus or HBO Plus. Now, I think Amazon can like jigger those numbers because they don't break out the subscription numbers for Prime or video and Prime.
Right.
So it may be a little harder to figure it out. But Amazon is in a very healthy position with their streaming, and it's only going to get better with stuff like this. And wait till Thursday Night Football kicks in.
I mean, it feels free. It just feels free. Even though it's not free, it feels like it. And when you start seeing, and I think, over the COVID period, people discovered Amazon. It's like, hey, okay, yeah, I got Prime, so it's like I might as well use it.
I've got to welcome in the Venerable. He hates when I say that.
What's a Venerable?
It's a good thing, if you ask me. Steve Gilmore, who is the head of Gilmore Gang, he doesn't even like saying, it's called Gilmore Gang, and he doesn't like when I call him like the head of Gilmore Gang. I don't know. Well, his wife Tina is actually the head of the Gilmore Gang, so maybe that's fine. But I'd like some of those Apple. We're talking about a company that once again made, I believe the number is 23.6 billion in quarterly profit.
They don't care.
So they can throw money at this issue, all the money that is needed, and they will be around. They're not going anywhere because I think what we all
they need to make it free.
They don't even need to make it free. I mean,
they need to make it free.
It's $4.99 a month. It's not that bad.
Is it? Oh, I see. I don't even own Apple products. So.
Look, maybe you ought to get some because I bought a Mac Mini M1 and that was like $1,000 purchase, not like but it threw in Apple TV for a year. So,
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so
but that's taking a page out of the Prime book.
They need to take the whole chapter then out of the Prime book because the Prime book is working. It's working pretty good.
Exactly.
So where's Google in all this?
Google's kicking ass, bro.
Where?
Everywhere.
Not here.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
What about Walmart? Don't they have a Walmart Plus or something like that? We better stay away from Walmart because we don't need to get into Walmart.
Let's be clear. We're talking about content production right now.
That's true.
So that's why we're giving these other ones some shit. But I mean, it just come on. I remember they did that too, didn't they? A Walmart Plus did add some streaming content to it.
Some what? What was it? Like Green Acres or something?
I think so, but hey, Green Acres.
The best of the Flying Nun.
Don't play with Green Acres, homeboy.
Oh, you like Green Acres?
Hell yeah.
It's a place for you?
The place to be. I'm trying to get to Green Acres level, man, where I leave it all behind.
You know what? So on a serious note, buying up all those old catalogs, that would be,
would be brilliant.
There are people that watch Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah.
And, we
grew up on that crap.
Well, you did. I wasn't around for that one.
Yeah, whatever. But you know what? The Game Show Network is still around, man.
And it's doing good.
And the thing is, yes, it is, because I was with my 15-year-old niece, and we were talking about, because I said, I was like, what's your favorite game show? And her favorite game show was Match Game. And she could tell me about
Gene Rayburn, that one?
Yeah, the old school Match Game.
God,
dude, that was the best show ever.
the color scheme in that is terrible.
Oh yeah, full of green carpet and
orange.
shag.
It was
Yes,
terrible.
but it's just hilarious that she knows, Brett
That is true.
and Richard Dawson and all these people, that she knows what seat they're in, and she loves that show. She watches it every day. It's crazy.
What's the one with Paul Lynn?
Hollywood Squares.
Oh, okay.
He was the center square.
That guy was great.
He was great, right? But it's kind of crazy when you go back and you see. I'm watching right now, since you mentioned that. I'm watching on Paramount Plus. I'm watching I Love Lucy. Amazing that show.
You know what? I'm going to say something that's probably going to be blasphemous.
It is
To a
blasphemous.
certain. I just never found that to be all that. Look. I admit it was a very innovative show because finding out the history of TV, when TV first came out, most of the programs were just radio programs that were ported over to TV without really taking full advantage of what TV brought to the experience.
They brought something new to it.
They brought that show was built for TV, for the TV experience, and they killed it. Now, I'm a fan of Fred Mertz. Fred was my boy and all that.
Really?
But, yeah, Fred was funny. Come on. Now.
Okay, you're gone.
Fred was funny. Do you know
gone.
a story about that?
I don't know. We need to remove your square.
Fred and Ethel hated each other. You know why Ethel hated Fred? In real life, Vivian Vance. That was
right.
She hated him. You know why?
Why?
She was like 20 or 30 years younger than Fred. And they had her
as his wife. Yeah, she was probably the same age as Lucy.
Yeah, she may be a little older than Lucy, but Fred was like
he was
60, 70 or something like that. Yeah,
I mean, he was wearing diapers. You could see him in the.
Well, see, I didn't get that deep into it, so I wouldn't know anything about that.
But at any rate,
all right. So yeah, that was a little deeper dive than I was expecting on that. But yeah, net is Apple could be a player. Google hasn't shown any interest, which is really interesting because they do have Google Play and they have YouTube TV. All right,
you got YouTube TV. That's
big. That's big. Live TV is huge.
But not only that, the streaming of YouTube shows is pretty hot too.
Yeah, and they're integrating that into the YouTube experience, like the YouTube TV with the paid. But now you're seeing on the side on your YouTube when you're watching videos, you're seeing opportunities to buy or rent movies, like full movies, and you're on that the right hand side of your YouTube results stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but I don't think that's enough. They need more. They need more.
This is all about, honestly, it's all about content production. What YouTube has done, in my opinion, is they've been able to leverage other people's content very well.
Well, yeah, but then YouTube still doesn't have an anchor. Well, unless YouTube video creation.
No, YouTube doesn't need it.
That's not the same thing.
No, YouTube has many anchors, not MANY, but MINI. And there are these shows out here, man, that people watch all day long.
They don't have an anchor like buying the Seinfeld library, which would be,
but that's
whoever would do
that's old school.
But that's okay, because that old school is, if you look on the top streaming category lists for like shows, most of those are old shows. Like Friends.
I'm not saying old shows. I'm saying that's an old school model.
It may be an old school model, but there's so many people that love those old shows. The old school model works because of the love of the old shows.
Right.
And that's
but let's put it like this. When you ask a digital, not a millennial, but you ask a digital, what do they want to be when they grow up? They want to be either a YouTube
creators.
Star. Yep. Yeah. They want to be either a YouTube or a TikTok star. You know?
That's true.
And I mean, these guys are watching massive amounts that are not on the charts. These are only on YouTube charts.
You're right.
Right. And so I think YouTube's doing okay. If they focus in on that, maybe they should be able to bring those kind of shows and contents up a little bit.
And they can. I mean, remember Amazon has their live channel too that nobody really cares about, apparently, because They do. I mean,
Really?
but YouTube is hard to beat when it comes to that. I mean, TikTok has done a really fascinating job, really, when you think about it from the the video creator perspective. But like, I guess old school, content coming from the studio system or whatever you want to call it. I think you got to find your right mix. You got to have a couple of anchors.
Do you know what Fox Soul is?
Fox who?
Soul. SOUL. Yeah, I figured you would.
Is that supposed to be something like a BET competitor or something?
It's Fox Soul, and it's only.
Wait a minute. Do they have a soul over there? I'm just curious.
Okay.
You say people to do the news.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear about this, okay? Which is a very interesting point that you bring up. Fox, as a network, are people that are playing both sides of the fence very well.
Wow.
Very well. Because
I don't know how well they're doing it, because I haven't heard of Fox Soul yet.
Well, that's because
don't say
never mind. I ain't gonna mess with you. But if you think about it, Fox brought us Living Color. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that like
right?
1990. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, so Fox has always played very well in this realm and the other. But anyway, Fox Soul is nothing but like you say, a BET type of live and interactive streaming, which with several shows that are really trending very, very highly on YouTube. So they've built an entire an entire streaming network on YouTube called Fox Soul for what? For a Black audience, right? For a very specific niche audience. That's the power of YouTube, in my opinion.
I think that's a great example of what YouTube brings to bear. I don't think that's on the same par, at least not yet, with having this content libraries that already has a built-in millions of people in the fan base, like buying the Doctor Who catalog or buying the Lords of the Ring catalog, buying the James Bond catalog. There's a reason that you're paying a premium for that, is because they are known entities that if you put them on the TV or make them available for streaming, people are going to lose their minds and stream it.
Here's what I will say, bro, is that if you haven't thought about it in business, content creation is such and whether it be, you know what I'm saying, creating new content or buying up old content. Content is the game today. Content is the game. Because you say, like you always say, it's attention. It's about attention grabbing.
It's about attention. And I think if you have an anchor that allows you to grab money and then take that money, and it's like a stack that comes in, because like if you have the Seinfeld cat library, you're printing money every month. You can take some of that printed money and put it into developing different kinds of shows and give those shows an opportunity to actually have a chance to succeed. If they don't work, so what? But if they do, then you build on those. So you have your draw that allows, and I was talking about this with the venerable Steve Gilmore and the Gilmore Gang earlier today. If you have those anchors, if you're able to purchase something that people are, that you're not just purchasing content, you're actually purchasing a built-in audience of millions of people. That's what you're really buying. You're not buying just the content. You're buying the audience of that content. And then you can leverage that to experiment. It could be, spin-offs of that content, that anchor, or it could be, let's try completely different stuff. Let's go after some long tail viewing, see what sticks, and then see how we can cultivate that. YouTube is in a great position to do that, because you're right. They already have the one aspect. They don't have the anchors, but they have that other piece of it.
The difference between those things and YouTube is that YouTube is leveraging other creators' content.
Yep. And John is right. Subscribers are everything. That's why when you have 200 million, you're already ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And all you need to do now is just, how do you monetize that in different ways?
And how do you get them engaged? I think that's what they've done in the last 2 years. They've actually taken something that's been out there for a while, but it's all of a sudden become part of the forefront as we change and our viewing habits change. I think Amazon was just perfectly positioned for this time.
But 5 years ago, we weren't saying that. You got to give these guys credit.
I absolutely. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, what are y'all doing? Seriously, Amazon Studios, right? For real, you know? And this is where we are now.
Well, let's face it, it didn't get off to the best start, you know, to be honest about it. But I do think they're going to fix.
What was the start? What was the start?
I forget they had a show. They had a couple of shows that were just bad.
Garbage. I mean, they still got a couple of shows that are garbage.
Yeah, but they also have good shows too.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, and like I said, they got the Thursday night football contract. They got live sports, that's appointment viewing. That's something that a lot of these services don't have. It's a big enough event that will make people want to watch it when the event is on, as opposed to streaming it whenever you feel like streaming it. That's a nice mix to add into it.
Here's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on Twitch integration.
We've been waiting for that for a while.
I'm waiting. Where's that at? Give me the Twitch integration. Man, there's so much going on Twitch right now.
But once again, you just added another thought, because there's another component to the content piece. That's gaming. That's another content.
It's live streaming.
That's live stream, but it's another kind of content play, and that's, like you said, a collaborative, fully active part that a person plays in this. You can either watch the gaming or you can be a part of the gaming, and I think that Amazon has got that with Twitch. They've got the Monday night or Thursday night football. They've got this MGM catalog. They've got the IMDb database. Remember that one? So they got
they do.
That's an ad-supported content channel. Yeah. I mean, damn. I mean, they've got it all
with that. They got a reason for that. There's something coming. There's something coming with all that.
Well,
stuff.
Let me
Your
see.
new show of the year. Brent doesn't watch anything new. Just let's keep it real.
Let me see here. What do I? Oh, I thought I had my Amazon
Twitch
Prime
parties. Thing. Twitch DJing, live stuff, man. Twitch is absolutely some amazing stuff. And now that we're getting out of, back to normal, I think Twitch is going to take off with some of that live stuff.
So I'm putting this up. Let me give myself the.
Dude, okay, seriously, I just want to say something. The thing in the upper right corner, they have given me life with that.
Those new. Whatever they call it, new specials.
Yes, well, I mean, because Borat, when in the movie when he was living with those guys, they've turned that into a series.
I saw that.
I'm so in on that. I'm so in on that.
All right, so let's take a quick look at this because this is Amazon Prime Video, right? So you've got the Amazon original series Panic, Amazon original Borat. And then they've got, let's go to the Amazon originals down here. Yeah, so they're spending a lot of money. Actually, the Solos one is kind of interesting. Wait a minute. You can't even really hear me good.
Yeah, I can't.
Solo thing's got, all right. And then look beneath the Amazon originals, you got your channels. So I subscribe to AMC Plus, BritBox, BBC Select, This History Thing, Zive, and Curiosity, and Paramount Plus. Amazon's getting the cut of all this stuff because it's coming to their channel.
God, I mean, I started doing stuff inside of Amazon, then I started doing it outside.
I got a mix of stuff.
No, but I'm saying like I had Paramount Plus inside of Amazon, and then I went ahead and spent it out and did it directly on Paramount Plus. That way it worked across multiple devices and multiple channels. But anyway.
But I've got I'm paying 5 or 6 of these channels through my Amazon subscription.
You're paying a lot.
They're getting a cut of every damn thing.
I know.
And
out of all that, you still don't know any new TV. It's amazing.
Well, I watch a lot of history stuff, so
yeah. Put me back in, bro. It's not your show.
I thought it was going well myself. All right,
Nice
man.
one.
We went deep on this one. Do you have anything? We got 10 minutes. Anything you wanted to throw out there? Because
Seems like I did, but I mean, we covered this one so deep from the Amazon world. No, not really, man. That's
I
just too
think
funny.
in 5 years, this Paramount thing will be pennies compared to what they bring in on that.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy the Paramount just because they've broken out and taken on some. But you know what? Actually, I don't know if you ever watched Real World, but they did
I
a
watched
Real
it.
World. Did you
The
watch it?
29-year thing.
Right, the reunion. So it was. I thought it was interesting that they're creating some shows that are just for Paramount. So I mean, we'll see. Whatever it is, the thing that people need to understand is that content is king now. You know, we've said that before, but I'm saying if you can create content like we're doing here, yes, it's talking head, but I mean, these kind of things are fodder for a lot of these channels to start picking up on, maybe throwing some cash at,
Then
and,
you know
and
what?
developing.
Going back to YouTube and the content is king thing, it's amazing to me, and I fell into the kind of the rabbit hole of this. I watched so many reaction videos of like first time watching Prince Purple Rain, and I don't know who these people are at all, but I will sit there and watch because I want to see the people's first reaction to listening to Prince. Does that take a lot of money to do?
Zero.
Absolutely. And they're springing up all over the place.
And it's taking your attention.
Taking my attention.
You know what I watched?
What's that?
No, I just wanted to say I watch bee removals. Beehive removals. Don't ask me why. It is absolutely fascinating. This dude just goes around and removes beehives from places. So I'm just saying it's kind of weird how we all have these different things that interest us. And I think that's powerful for YouTube.
I'll tell you the power of it. Some of these folks, and all they're doing is sitting there looking at a video and reacting to it, have almost 1 million subscribers to this thing.
What is it doing for Prince music?
It's keeping it alive, and it should be monetizing it for their channel.
Yeah, no, I'm saying they're getting paid. Prince is
That's what I'm saying.
paid.
They should be getting monetization from the Prince channel from all these other people reviewing their stuff.
Yeah, anytime it plays, the original is starting to get paid again.
So it's like Google has their strong points in this content thing. Netflix, of course, they're more on the original content.
Yeah, they've got their thing.
And Amazon has theirs. Apple is so far behind. It's kind of hard to believe. They should have bought MGM. Apple should have been the folks who bought MGM.
I don't know. Apple's working on a car, bro.
That's true. I mean, look.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're doing what they do well.
And they are doing a lot well because, as I said before, 23.6 billion in 1 quarter and profit, not revenue. That's profit.
My daughter dropped water in her iPad Pro, or not her iPad, her MacBook Pro. It's done. It's toast. That's how Apple makes their money.
That's all right, but you're gonna get her another one.
So. That's how they make their money.
Well, they make their money off of.
I can't replace any of that stuff. It's all soldered to one bar.
They broke out that M1, the brand new their own chip, and now they're refreshing all of their devices with their own chips. And guess what? We're all buying them who are bought into the Apple ecosystem because the machines are great.
So Apple will be all right. They don't need a studios.
Although
I can see them going to do it. I can see them trying to do some more. They're not done yet.
They've got all the money in the world to get it right if they want to get it right.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
all right.
Yes.
And if they want to buy, watching Amazon, put us on.
So you're going to change it to watching Apple?
I didn't say that.
I'm about to say now. Come on, man. Are you selling out already?
John Reed will probably sell Enterprise Hits and misses his show. I bet he'd be willing to go to Apple for the right price. You know?
I'm sure he would. Why
Whatever.
wouldn't he?
Why not? All right, folks. Well, hey, it's good that you're back in the saddle again.
Yep.
Eventually, you're going to see us together again, eating somewhere.
You know what? I don't know, man. I don't know. I was just thinking that, and I'm not sure. Is this going to happen when we're sitting together? I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
I'm not there just yet.
No, but I'm wondering if there's a dynamic that has been created because we're not in the same spot and doing. It's going to be interesting to see how we'll do a live show together at some point, but it'll be interesting to see how that works because there's been this talking head dynamic that we never had before.
Oh, that's true. That's
Right.
true.
Right.
We'll see. I'm enjoying this right now. I like the Friday afternoon deal. Feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good coming up to a long holiday weekend too.
And I'm gonna start drinking more.
You've been drinking this whole damn time. I mean,
I'm just saying, I definitely need to drink.
Oh, okay. Well, you go ahead and get that ready.
It makes me tolerate you and all of that.
Then drink up because you're gonna have to. All right, folks. Well, you guys have a great long weekend, a long holiday weekend. Hopefully, some people will be out cooking something on the grill. It won't be me. Are you doing anything?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Maybe on Monday. I might.
All right.
We'll see.
Okay.
And it's supposed to rain, so I don't know what's going to happen around here.
Yeah. Well, you never know with that weather.
Yep.
At any time. All right. We will see you next Friday for watching Amazon and Beyond. Have a good one.
Peace.